Every Sunday, jump me, party, church. Every Sunday, jump me, a party, church. You don't know what I've been going through. Man, I've been through it, yeah. Talk to me now. Jesus always come and take me through. Man, he just do it. So I gotta praise. Jump me, church. Every Sunday, jump me, church. Every Sunday. Every Sunday, jump me, body, church. Jump me, body, church. Jump me, body.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jerry Ann Dennis with the Jerry and Christy Dennis Gospel Ministries. And today, I'm excited to be here and to bring you the word, empowered to inspired. So today, before we go into the broadcast, I would like to do a short word of prayer, and then we will go into the word. Father God, I come before you this day, just as I am all one plea, but that your precious blood was shed for me on Calvary. I come this far, leaning on your everlasting arms and trusting in your holy words. You never fail me yet. You say I should fear not, for thou art with me. I should be not dismayed, for you are my God, and you will still give me aid. You will strengthen me, cause me to go. You will never forsake me. You are the solid rock in which I stand, because all other grounds I sink in sin. I ask that you come into this broadcast, empower me, inspire me, give me the ability to bring a word that will touch somebody out there listening to me right now. Father God, I ask you to go into the hospitals, people that are sick, needing cured. I ask that you deliver them. I ask that you continue to empower me, that I may be able to speak to somebody, that they may be delivered. This and many other blessings I ask in your most precious name. Amen. Okay, so today on this episode of Empowered to Inspired, I'm going to talk on Moses being called to set his people free. And the word of encouragement that I will use for this will be, your destiny helper is on the way. So we're going to go into the book of Exodus chapter 3, 1 to 17. And it reads thus. One day, while Moses was taking care of the sheep and goat of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, he led the flocks across the desert and came to Sinai, the holy mountain. There the angel of God appeared to him as a flame coming from the middle of the bush. Moses saw that the bush was on fire, but that it was not burning up. This is strange, he thought. Why isn't the bush burning up? I will go closer and see. When the Lord saw that Moses was coming closer, he called to him from the middle of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. He answered, Yes, I am. God said, do not come any closer. Take off your sandal, because you are standing on holy ground. I am the God of your ancestor, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So Moses covered his face, because he was afraid to look at God. Then the Lord said, I have seen how cruelly my people are being treated in Egypt. I have heard them cry out to be rescued from their slave drivers. I know all about their sufferings, and so I have come down to rescue them from the Egyptians and to bring them out of Egypt to a spacious land, one which is fertile and in which the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites now live. I have indeed heard the cry of my people, and I see how the Egyptians are oppressing them. Now I am sending you to the king of Egypt so that you can lead my people out of this country. But Moses said to God, I am nobody. How can I go to the king and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? God answered, I will be with you. And when you bring the people out of Egypt, you will worship me on this mountain. That will be the proof that I have sent you. But Moses replied, when I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your ancestors sent me to you, they will ask me, what is his name? So what can I tell them? God said, I am who I am. You must tell them, the one who is called I am has sent me to you. Thank you. All right, so today we are talking about the story of Moses. As you all know in the Bible that Moses was a Hebrew by birth. And they were in Egypt under Pharaoh. And Pharaoh saw that the Hebrews were getting stronger and they were multiplying, so that he decided that he was going to make a decree that all male child should be killed and thrown into the Nile. You know, if you go to the beginning of the scripture. So that was the order, and they started to kill every time when a Hebrew woman gave birth and it's a male child, that child will be killed and thrown into the Nile. So God, the people of the Hebrew tribe, the Israelites, they were crying, but they were not serving the devil, they were serving God. And Pharaoh and Egyptians, they believe in false worship, idol worship, and all those kind of things that they believe in. And because they were not of the same kind of religion, they decided to call on God. They cried to God and they asked God to deliver them out of Egypt. And when God heard their cry, he decided to send Moses. So he sent Moses by way of his mom, who gave birth to this boy child. And when she saw the baby, she knew that that baby could be killed, but there was something. There was just something that she saw, and she just fell in love with her son. And she said he was so handsome, and she didn't want him to be killed. So all the Hebrew boys were killed. All the babies were killed. But because God had him to come on earth for that to deliver the children of Egypt, God touched the heart of his mother, and she went and she decided by faith to entrust God, and she created a basket and she put him in it, and she took him to the Nile River and she left him in the bushes. I mean, we all know once it's a Hebrew, according to the story in the Bible, and it's a male child, he's going to be killed. But she did not look at it that way. She believed that something good was going to come out of her son. She believed that he was going to live. She did not know, but she was moving by faith and not by might. I don't think you heard me. She was moving by faith and not by might. And because she was moving by faith and not by might, she kept him beside the riverbank in a basket with a hope that God was going to save her son. Now, you all know that's a baby child. How can he be able to save himself on the Nile River? He cannot even feed himself. He cannot do anything, but she had the little sister to keep an eye on him that was watching, hiding. And God breathed into the daughter to come, Pharaoh's daughter to come and go to the riverbank to go and take her back. So when she got there with her servants, she saw something in the bush and she's like, what's that over there? And she went to see what it was, and she saw this little boy and she fell in love with him. And she decided that she was going to take him and kill him, even though she knew that he was not an Egyptian. She knew it was a son of a Hebrew slave. Right away, the sister asked her if she can go and get a slave woman from the Hebrew tribe to come and breastfeed him. And she sent her on her way. She came back and she brought her mother and she breastfed him, and she took the little boy into her palace to take care of him, and she made him her son. Praise God. Now when you look at what I just explained to you, this is not somebody who believes in God. This is not somebody who should have taken that child, because you know that Pharaoh had decreed that all male sons should be executed. But because God wanted for Moses to live so that he can redeem the people out of Egypt, he put his anointing onto this lady that does not believe in God, but believe in false God, to have the ability to keep him, to fall in love with him. He said in his word, he makes them move whether they are willing or not. He makes them move whether they are willing or not. And because of that, he instilled the ability for this woman to love Moses. He instilled the ability for Pharaoh to allow this little boy to come into the palace and stay in the palace and live there and grow up. Sometimes in our life, we go through a lot of trials and tribulations, and we think there's no way out. But when you believe in God and you trust him with all your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit, he's going to make a way for you. And because she trusted him, he was able to carry out that journey to deliver his people out of Egypt, even though we're not going to go through the whole thing. So when I look at the story of Moses, I think on my life. I think on all that I have endured. I was born. I did not have. In fact, before I was born, when my mom was pregnant with me, I was breech. I was breech. They tried everything everything under the sun to make my head turn around into the position that it was supposed to be in. But because the devil was fighting, he didn't want me to be born, I was bridged all the 9 months before my mother gave birth. But on the day of her going into labor, God was able to infuse his spirit and power in her, because all the whole 9 months I still stayed bridged. But my mom did not say, okay, since she bridged, it's going to be difficult, so let's operate and get her out. She kept me in her belly because I was destined. I was destined to be born. That even through all that she had to endure, I still survived in her stomach bridge. On a day when she was to give birth, I turned around. But then when I turned around, the umbilical cord was all around my neck, almost to strangle me. So the midwife told my mom, she said, you cannot breathe and you cannot push. All you will have to do is, you will have to sit still and not breathe, and let me see how I can try to get this cord from around this child's neck. So she managed to pull my head, and she took the umbilical cord off my head. And my mom was able to have a successful delivery. It didn't stop there. When I was born, my voice, I could not even talk. When you hear me, I'll be like, I could barely talk. Every now and then, I'm going through pain in my throat. Even in Africa, Operation Smile went there. They said I had to go through a surgery. If not, I would die, because there was an abscess in my esophagus. And by that time, my mom wasn't able to do the surgery. So, and then the war came and everything. That didn't stop there. At the age of 7, I became paralyzed. I could not walk. I got back up. 1994, going to the age of 22, I tried to give birth to my daughter. And when I went to give birth to my daughter, the waterbed broke. I had a small pelvis. So they had to do C-section. I signed the paper, went into the operation room for the surgery to be done. Abruptly, because it was Civil War, the rebel kept coming with their wounded soldiers and their wives and family members, and with their gun, they would demand the doctor to take me off the table and work on theirs. So every time that the doctor tried, he thought the coast was clear and tried to, get me to have the baby by way of C-section, because my pelvis was small, I could not have a normal delivery. All 3 of my female siblings, we all have that problem. So every time we went to give birth, we had that problem, even my daughter. So when that happened, I went 9 days. Waterbed had broken in labor, but I could not have the C-section. I could not push because of my small pelvis. So I just stayed there, going through pain, swollen up. There are times in your life you can be in pain to the extent where you cannot feel the pain anymore. I reached that level. As God will have it, after the 9 days, the coast got clear. Electricity went off. They were fighting at the border where they used to go and get fuel to bring electricity into the hospital because it was during the civil war in Liberia. So there was no way for them to go about doing the delivery by way of surgery that we call C-section. So what happened? There we go again. I'm back again to square one. And so this doctor said, the only other thing we can do is to induce labor by giving her epidural. By giving me epidural. So I said, okay. Went in, he did the epidural. Guess what happened? It went to the wrong place. The place that it was supposed to go in my spine, it did not go there, but it went elsewhere. And because of that, I still had to have a normal delivery because I was in labor for a very long time. And when it came time for me to have the delivery, because I had a small pelvic, and that child had to come out of my womb, normally, even though I had a small pelvic, God made way and I was able to give birth to my daughter. When she was born, she was 1.5 pounds. 1.5 pounds. But all this while, I knew I was going to have my child because when I got pregnant in Ghana, I went to sleep. And I saw myself like I was on this cruise. And I looked up in the sky and all I could see was like white little birds, and they kept coming down. And when it came lower enough for me to see, I saw this beautiful baby. And it came down with the baby, and they put this baby into my hand. And as I'm speaking to you, that little beautiful girl child that I saw in my sleep in Ghana, when I got pregnant, I wasn't even a month pregnant. I woke up and I told her father, I said, I had a dream. And I saw this beautiful baby coming out of heaven onto my hands, out of the sky with angels. So because of that, I'm just letting you know I'm going to give birth to a girl child. And that child, I want us to name her Angel. Today, she's 24 years of age. In Africa at that time, there's no way you can go like modern technology, 1994. You cannot go and they can tell you whether you're going to have a male child or a girl or female child. But I told my partner that I was going to give birth to a girl child, and her name will be called Angel. I went through struggle with my pregnancy. I went through a lot of attacks. But as God will have it, when I gave birth to Angel, because of all that time the water had broken, the baby got so small until she was 1.5 pounds. When they took her out of me, they took the baby, my baby, and put her into the trash. As soon as they put her into the trash can, because they thought she was dead, she started to scream. And they're like, what? And they took that little tiny little thing like lizard, and they brought her to me. And the particular child that I have today, that is called Angel, was the exact face and baby that I have dreamed about 8+ weeks back, and I have told my partner about. So I was grateful for the baby, but when I had the baby, I lost strength, and I used to, like, because of the nerves and the epidural, I would shiver like this, shake like this, and hold the wall, hold my mom or family members to go in the room, go in the bathroom and stuff like that. I couldn't walk after I gave birth, but I was trying, barely making it. And then Because she was 1.5 pounds, you will expect that for her to be placed in an incubator. We were 3 that had premature, or how you call it, baby, but I did not have money to even buy anything for the baby, or less more pay for them to take care of her in the hospital. So I had to take my baby, and the baby I had to go home with the baby. Only the refugee blanket, and we put sheet in it, donor grease, put a little lamp in the dark room, cover her whole body, and just her eyes and nose we left out. And that's how Angel lived. That's how I was able to bring her here. And I know that it was not for nothing that God gave her to me. And I know, even though I was going through these situations, I knew that God had a reason. You understand? Even when I was in the hospital, the doctor who's supposed to be able to help me, he used to send the nurses to give me medicine on my legs, on my thigh. I took 150 shots on my thigh. And I started to go backward and backward and backward and backward until I became totally paralyzed. Totally paralyzed. I was like this. Only my neck, my hair could move. If you turn me this way, you don't come back, I'm going to be like that, just crying. Okay? But when God said it's not your time, nothing anyone can do to you that will cause you not to succeed. So all that I have explained to you right now, I came to encourage somebody today. The people that said that you will never succeed, because there is a God that is alive, the author and the finisher of faith, the El Shaddai, the omnipresent, the I am that I am, the God that sent Moses, that spoke to Moses in a burning bush and gave him the authority to go and deliver his people out of Egypt. Today I come to tell you, the person that say you will never succeed, the person that say you will amount to nothing, the person that is there to stop your blessing or stop to see that you succeed in life, don't want your children to succeed, that brought divorce in your family, that brought sickness in the family, that brought death, that say you will not be able to learn in school. Today I am disabled. I call myself handicapped if I do not say I'm handicapped. Because despite my challenges, I continue to serve and do what he calls me to do. So I came to encourage someone. If you think that people have said nothing is going to come out of you, you're not going to be anything, take my story. Take my story and start to trust God today. Put your trust in God. He's done it in the days of old. He's done it today, and he's going to continue to do it because he's the same God yesterday, the same God today, the same God forever. He did it for me, he will do it for you. He did it for me, he will do it for you. He did it for me, he will do it for you. I came to encourage somebody today. All is not lost. You might be going through some situation today, you feel there's no way out. But I came to let you know that God of the universe is just waiting for you to call on him. He said in Matthew 7:7, he said, ask and it will be given. He said, seek and then you shall find. He said, knock and the door will be open unto you. All he needs is for you to serve him in spirit and truth. Start asking him today. Call upon him today and he will see you through. As we go through the end of this word, I'm just here to encourage you. Don't think that he cannot come to your aid. Maybe, I've done hurtful things. I'm a bad person. So I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Or I'm not able to do what he said I should do because of all that I have done. When Christ came on earth, he did not come for the righteous, he came for the sinners. Okay? But if you give your life today to Christ, he's the way maker. He will turn things around. Because he's that to turn things around. He's the only able God among all gods. And trust him. If Satan, his children can ask for fish, and he will not give them serpent. Okay? And they ask for bread, and he cannot give them stone. What more about you if you put your trust in him? I came to encourage you today. Trust God. No matter what your circumstances is, whatever you have done, there is never too late a time. If you put your trust in God today and you say, Lord, I have sinned and come short of your glory. Have mercy on me. Forgive me. And make me one of your children. He will do that for you. Okay? It's never too late to trust God. It's never too late to trust God. Put your trust in him today. Because if you put your trust in him today, he will see you through. Okay? So I'm going to stop here for today. It was a pleasure having you all listening to my message. And I will continue to come on the broadcast. And I will continue to empower you to be empowered. I will continue to try to inspire you with the empowerment of God that he has instilled in me. So right now, if you listen to me and you're watching this broadcast, and you know that you have sinned and come short of the glory of God, meaning you have done some things in your life that you feel that you too shame, that God won't accept you, he is ready to take you today. All he asks is that you give your life to him. Okay? All he asks is that you give your life to him. So now that you're listening to me, I ask that you give your life to Christ because he's the way maker. Look at me. I went through those situations. I will say, oh, I don't deserve to go through this. I'm not going to waste my time beyond this man. I serve him all my days. But look, he still have me sitting in a wheelchair. But God cannot tell us when. God cannot tell you when or who you're going to be. He commands you and make you move and do his will. Just because I'm in a wheelchair, that does not mean that I cannot inspire someone. So if you can look at me, a disabled from Africa in the wheelchair trying to do this, he can do the same thing for you. So I just want to thank you. May God strengthen us and continue to bring us closer to him in faith. Amen. So I'm just going to close this broadcast. But as I'm going to close the broadcast, I want you to know that your destiny helper is on the way. Just trust him in spirit, in truth, and change from your ugly ways and try to do what is right, and he will see you through. Amen. Father God, I just want to thank you for everybody that have been on the broadcast with me today. Father God, I ask that those who want to give their life to you today, may you open the doors and accept it. Father God, I ask that you walk on the earth today. There are so many destiny children out there that have been sabotaged by the spirit of setback and non-achievement, that do not want to see the glory of your kingdom. But I come to you today, just as I am with all one plea. Lord, I'm asking you to come and take complete control. Heal them, deliver them, open their eyes that they may serve you and serve you in spirit and in truth. Wherever people are that have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, or is going through a situation that they feel that they will never succeed, whatever the Bible said, we should rise up not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and power. I come to speak right now, Father God, that you may deliver them. Send down your spirit, send down your grace, send down your mercies, and give them wisdom, patience, love. Send them a root awakening, or something that they will know that you love them, and so they will seek your face in spirit and in truth. If you do that for us, say what God we do not have, but we exalt your name. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. This has been Jerry and Dennis with the Empower to Inspire word. Come to you from the Jerry and Christy Dennis Gospel Ministry. I ask that you, if you want to get in touch with me, you can look down and you can see the my website address. Please contact me and become a partner. Contact me if you are a pastor, if you are a gospel singer, or anybody in the community that is trying to uplift the kingdom. Contact me and I will have a chance to call you, get an ability to bring you on the set and help you get the word or your music or anything out there. I do have a radio station called International Gospel Music Radio. And what we do is we play diverse music from around the world. The Bible says, go into the world and preach the gospel. So we have a diversity on that platform. So if you are out there and you are a gospel minister and you would like for us to add you to our playlist so we can promote your music or bring you in the studio here for interview, just contact us. Contact me by going to my ministry website, and we will be able to work towards that for you. I just want to thank you for coming on my broadcast. It's been a pleasure, and may God bless us, strengthen us, and lead us to a better life. Thank you, and God bless.
He's a healer, if you don't know by now. Yes, he is, if you don't know. My breakthrough, if you don't know by now. Yes, he is, if you don't know by now. If you need strength, yo, if you don't know by now. I pray, if you don't know by now. That he will touch you, if you don't know by now. And if you don't know by now. He's a healer, let me see you raise your hand. Yes, he is, let me see you raise your hand. He's my breakthrough. Raise him in total praise. Raise him in total praise. When you need strength, yo, let me see you raise your hand. Oh, let me see you raise your hand. I pray that he touch you. Raise him in total praise. Raise him in total praise. He's a healer. Let me see you raise your hands. Let me see you raise your hands. Total praise. Total praise. Total praise. Let me see you raise your hand. Let me see you raise your hand. Let me see you breathe. Let me see you raise your hand. Total praise and total praise. Total praise and total praise. If you love, if you don't know by now. Yes, it is. If you don't know my breakthrough. If you don't know by now. Yes, it is. If you don't know by now. Strength, yo. If you don't know by now. I pray. If you don't know by now. That he will touch you. If you don't know by now. And if you don't know by now. Let me see you raise your hand. Oh, let me see you raise. He's my breakthrough. Raise him in total praise. Raise him in total praise. When you need strength, yo, let me see you raise your hand. Oh, let me see you raise your hand. I pray that he touch you. Raise him in total praise. Raise him in total praise. He's a healer. Let me see you raise your hands. Let me see you raise your hands. Total praise.
don't know,
by now, if you don't know by now,
yes, He is. When you need strength, y'all, I pray that He will touch you. And if you don't know, He's a healer. Yes, He is.
Now tell me, have you ever been acquainted with this information that you've been confronted with? He's a healer, a redeemer, a restorer. So I be screaming, holy, 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 to the King of glory, glory, glory. Gotta tell his story, story, story. So this the light of mine, I'ma let it shine. Me and E. White coming right from behind.
You but yet not crushed. Persecuted but not forsaken, struck down but not destroyed. I'm a child of God, I know He got my back. God got my back. God got my back. God got my back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. God got my back. God got my back. God got my back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He would never leave me, nor forsake me. Yeah. No matter what, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No, no. For I know the thoughts I have towards you, said the Lord. Thoughts of good and not of evil. Give up expectation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. God got my back. God got my back. Yeah, 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 yeah. God got my back. Oh yeah, God got my back. Oh, oh yeah, God got my back. Hey,
a message. If I don't listen, it's not your fault. You did your part. I saw